Hello, fellow terrestrials, and welcome to another reading. My name is Flori, and this is Sophie Tarot. In this occasion, we're going to be looking into what is it that you need to hear right now in order to change your life forever. What things are your spirit guides or your ancestors trying to tell you or have been trying to tell you all this time, but you haven't been listening? In this reading, we're finally going to get that clear. So you might want also to get some pen and paper, because this reading over here is just going to be really important for you to start realizing about certain things that maybe you haven't been realizing about. What things you need to do, what path you need to walk in order to finally start changing your life for the better and forever. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe for weekly tarot readings and mystery videos. You can also follow me on my social media. And without further ado, let's get right into the reading. Now, as usual, you have some time to decide which of the crystals, which of the spheres you're going to choose. Is it going to be the red jasper over here, this beautiful blue aventurine? Maybe you're called towards this bronzite over here, or this beautiful piece of jadeite that we have over here. So I'll allow you to just take a deep breath. Really allow yourself to choose one without forcing yourself. So once you have chosen your crystal, make sure to check out the timestamps down below so that you can skip over to your part of the reading. So welcome my group number ones, and this beautiful red jasper stone that you chose over here. We're going to be taking a look into what is it that you need to do in order to start changing your life forever. So the first oracle card, the first message that came out for you was the ripple effect. This one says, you're part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. What does this mean? Okay, so what really is coming very, very strongly to me is the fact that you know that you are part of something bigger, which means maybe what you're mostly lacking in your life is independence, or the feeling of being 100% independent. It's like maybe you don't function if you are not part of the group. Maybe you feel like you wouldn't be able to function if you would be left alone. It's as if you were like playing your part in the collective, being part of society, and like maybe you don't really know what part you play yet, or it's like not very clear for you. So this might be one of the first weaknesses that you might be showing. Not being able to say, okay, as I am a part of a collective, yeah, that's true. I can still be an independent person. So maybe trying to work on that independence, maybe trying to work on the fact that you are indeed one person that can achieve anything, really, anything that you would propose yourself. The thing is, you have to start thinking outside the box and not feeling like you don't function if you're not part of society, you know? Now, the next cards we got here from the tarot deck, the Modern Witch Tarot deck, are the Three of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Wands. So I do see for you, group number ones, that it's kind of hard for you to look ahead at this time. It might be like planning, organization is not one of your sweet spots. It's not one of your strengths. For some of you, for some that might not be the problem. It's like maybe you're just too blurred. You don't really know how to walk ahead. It's like you're at a standstill, and maybe you feel like, okay, where am I going? Where's my life going? What about all my objectives that I have in life? Am I following them? You are probably at a stage in your life in which you might be a little bit stuck. And this is probably also the reason why you're just trying to base yourself on others, like for support. But the moment you start walking your own path without anyone telling you what to do is the moment where you're going to change your life completely forever. It's as if you need to realize that you don't need any help from anyone else. You can do this on your own. You know, maybe it might be a message for some of you who are still very dependent on their parents, someone who's like really dependent on a boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone who like really feels like they don't function without friends. or like someone who cannot make up their own minds. It's like you have a decision to make, but you feel like you cannot make it, like decide on your own. It's like you need to ask someone else before you go forward. So the universe here is basically bringing this up so that you realize that this is not the case. You do not need of anyone else to decide something, to make up your mind, to choose a life path. It's actually you, the one who chooses. And of course, sometimes friends, family, boyfriends, girlfriends, they do help in our decisions, but don't feel like that's the only way that you can move forward, being supported by someone else in your life. So the 7 of Wands, it shows me like you're a little bit defensive. Maybe it's also hard for you to accept other opinions. And this is also a bit contradictory because it's like on the one hand, you really actually need the help from others. But on the other hand, it's like what someone else tells you. It's like, actually, I don't really like that. So it's like a little bit contradictory, but in a way, the universe is like, okay, you're also very defensive of what you believe. So how can you expect someone else to help you, to give you their opinions, how you should do or how you should go about something? And then you're like, you know what? I actually don't really like 100% what they're saying. Like all in all, I feel like you are a little bit defensive when it comes to maybe decision making, maybe your point of view, maybe your views in life. Or maybe it's just that you're defending about one certain thing in your life, like one certain aspect. Maybe it's a project that not many people believe that you will achieve, but you think, oh God, this is really all I want in life. And you're like really defensive about one thing in your life that you feel is not going forward, is not really going forward. And this might have to do with this over here, with the fact that you feel that you have to be part of something else. It's like those people who don't really function as an entrepreneur and they prefer to work in a company. It's like, I prefer to be working for someone else rather than for myself. So let's continue to see the messages for you here. We have the trust the niggle. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? I feel like also for you, group number 1s, it's really important to start following your intuition, because you have way more intuition than you think. And that intuition is mostly right. So sometimes you're like, I feel like my head tells me, like my heart tells me to do this, and you know what you feel is right, but you prefer to check in with someone else first and see, okay, what do others think about this? What the universe is telling you, group number 1, is stop thinking, okay, what is the rest of the people going to think or going to say about this particular thing? This is not how you should go about things. You should start trusting yourself more and trusting what you feel is the right thing to do. Start trusting yourself and your intuition, and you will see you will start to succeed. And your last message for this reading is hope is the conduit for miracles. Hope is the conduit for miracles. So group number 1, all in all, I feel like the way in which you would change your life most easily is to start really trusting in yourself and trusting that you can make it. So your own hope, start having hope. In this case, miracles being maybe what you want in life, the right path for you. This is also a message that's coming from above. It's coming from your spirit guides and what you need to hear. So start hoping this will bring about all things you want in life. Start believing in yourself, most of all. Start believing in your intuition. Maybe you can start leaving aside this defensiveness that you had over here, that you really want to defend your point of views and your beliefs to the maximum when you are actually asking for others to help or asking for others for opinions. So as you can see, it's important for you to start believing more in yourself and believing that you can make it. And with that, group number 1 is the end of the reading. If you like this reading, don't forget to subscribe for weekly messages, for weekly readings, and for weekly mystery videos. And also don't forget to follow me on my social media, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2s, and welcome to your reading to see what is it that you need to hear to change your life forever. You chose this beautiful sphere over here. I'm just going to place it over there, and we're going to just jump right into it to see what your first oracle message is. So you guys, the first message you have is the mist. It says, trust your inner compass, be led from within. So with this card over here, it determines the whole reading, basically. And What I do see for you guys is maybe you have been feeling like you have this mist around you. It's like this veil that is not allowing you to see straight what is it that you want in life. Some of you might be feeling very lost. Some of you might be feeling like things that happen in your life is not very fair at the time. Like you probably feel, why am I not achieving what I want if I'm a great person? Like I don't deserve this. It's like, actually that you deserve way more. You should be having in your life way more. You are like, surrounded by this veil, by this mist that is not allowing you to move forward. But very important here, it says trust your inner compass, be led from within. Which makes me think maybe, group number 2, you haven't been really allowing yourself to guide yourself. I'm talking about your intuition. I'm talking about your inner feelings, like your gut feelings. Maybe you're really scared to follow these. Maybe you have something in your head and you really want to follow it. You want to start following that path, but you're scared. Maybe you feel like you don't have what it takes to start following that path. It can be a new project, it can be changing a job, it can be moving out from a relationship or breaking up, like anything in life. And it's like you feel you need to stay there because there's nothing else for you. Or even though you might feel like you deserve a lot in life, way more in life, you feel like you're not capable of doing it. You're not capable of getting that job. You're not capable of moving it to the side, of breaking that relationship. You're not capable of these things when you actually are. So I feel like for group number 2, what will start changing your life completely is to start consciously thinking about these thoughts that you're having as not true. Okay? So basically start thinking about these thoughts as thoughts and not determine your life, because they shouldn't be determining your life, It's just like this mist surrounding you, like the demons in your head, but it's not what it truly is. So for you guys, I got 3 cards when I started mixing to get your messages. And we got the 6 of Swords in reverse, and this one really caught my attention because the 6 of Swords in reverse, it literally tells me that you guys are struggling to get over something. With this something, it can be that you're struggling to get over a relationship, you're struggling to get over a feeling. It can be anything. It can be that, I don't know, maybe you don't like the way you look. There's a lot of people feeling that way, including myself. So if that is the case, for example, and you're like really struggling to get over that feeling, even like, friendships or romantic relationships that you feel, okay, I cannot get over these feelings. I cannot get over that. So you're struggling definitely to get over something over here that might be one of the limiting feelings for you to start seeing this over here, that you are more capable than you think. And funny enough, we got the Empress, which is an amazing card that talks about abundance. It talks about beauty. It talks about fertility as well. Maybe if you're trying to get pregnant and you feel like, like you're being lost because of that, you are indeed very fertile. You just need to allow it to happen. And frequencies in your head, thoughts, energy literally changes, manipulates the way things turn out for us in life. So if you are all the time thinking you can't do this, of course, the universe is going to send you more of that you can't. So start realizing that you are this Empress. You are the abundant, rich lady sitting over there, very fertile lady sitting over there with so much love to give. This is a very nourishing figure over here, someone who nourishes other people as well. So you have so much to give. You just don't see it. Now, the 2 of Wands, it's like maybe you are in need to start planning ahead. So the 2 of Wands talks about planning, it talks about trips, it talks about starting to move toward a certain objective. The Wands are usually energy, activities, our actions, moving towards somewhere, it's movement, So the 2 of Wands, it's like you have to start planning in order for you to start moving forward in life. Maybe you need to literally just sit down and determine that you want to move forward. Maybe you need to decide and take that trip you've been thinking of, because the 2 of Wands talks about trips, like ocean movements, moving across the ocean. I feel like mostly you might think, okay, I have this mist around me, I'm really blocked right now, I don't know how to move forward. But in reality, all you need to do is sit down and plan and start taking action. Because maybe you're just like leaving all of these thoughts in your head. and you're not taking the right actions towards whatever it is that you want to achieve. So it is most important for you to not just leave thoughts in your mind, but to start moving, okay? So activating and start doing things towards what we want. Because sitting around in our house is not going to do anything for us. We need to start moving. Okay, so now we get our last oracle card over here, which says Unbound. And this card says releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So what I'm getting for you guys for group number 2 here is something that you might be carrying around for decades from your past lives. Maybe this might be a karma that you're bringing about from other lives, the feeling of reducing yourself into less than you think you are, the feeling of not feeling that you are capable of so much more, the feeling of being afraid of moving forward, of being afraid of new things, of starting something new, of being yourself. Or maybe have been happening in this life right now, that in the past you were really told many times that you were not enough. You know, it happens a lot with children. Well, maybe not parents. I mean, parents as well. It is a reality, I must say. But maybe at school, your classmates or someone might have been telling you all these hurtful things. And that is what you have been carrying now as trauma, childhood trauma. That can be really literally it. And what the universe is asking you is definitely releasing the soul patterns. You need to start to release all these traumas, and maybe you need to find a way to do it. Maybe you can get into meditation. There's, for example, somatic exercises. If you're interested, you can take a look. Google it, somatic exercises that helps you to release stress and trauma. It heals you, like literally helps you release pain. So maybe you should look into that if that would be helpful. Maybe that's the way of changing your life. And now the last message, which is coming from above, from your spirit guides, that you need to hear, you need to listen. It says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceiving this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So this one really talks about the darkness that we carry within, and really makes a lot of sense with the mist card over here and the whole reading. All these demons, all these thoughts that we have in our head that we really need to leave behind because they are not true. You're not speaking truth. It's like you still allow them to guide you, because if you wouldn't realize that these are just demons, these are just thoughts, you wouldn't be able to let them go. So first of all, we need to validate these thoughts as they are, just thoughts, in order for them to be able to lead us in our path. And this is a beautiful message, group number 2. And with that, I'm going to end the reading. I really hope this helped you realize the way you go about in life. It helped you see what things you can start planning as of now and start doing things to achieve what you want to achieve. So thank you guys so much. If you like this reading, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below. You can also follow me on other social media, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading to see what is it that you need to hear to change your life forever. So this is your crystal over here. I'm just going to place it there. And we're going to take a look at the very first card that's going to determine what is it that is going on, how you need to change this. Now, I remember I got 2 cards for you guys. That's true. When I started mixing the deck, 2 cards fell for the main message for you. And it was these 2 cards over here. The Plunge card and the Rainbow card. So the Plunge card talks about not holding back. It talks about going in for a dive. As you can see, it's like just taking a leap of faith, This is the very first thing that I'm getting for you guys in group number 3. It's like you are very scared of new things. You're very scared of change. And the Rainbow card over here, it says sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. So as you guys see, definitely this reading is going to talk about new beginnings. It's going to talk about your fear maybe of starting new, starting blank. I see that might be a main problem for you, to leave something behind, allowing yourself to start new. You might be stuck in a relationship, you might be stuck in a job, you might be stuck studying something that you don't like to study. Maybe you're doing this because of of people in your surroundings that you don't want to disappoint. Maybe you're too scared of starting new. You know, that's basically the whole point of this over here. And we got these two cards here, the Hierophant and the Hanged One, so the Hanged Man in reverse. It's really interesting because with this card, I feel like you are actually trying to please society. You're trying to please, well, not society, because the Hierophant talks about familiar structures, like it talks about the family structure, it talks about generations and our beliefs, our belief systems, you know? So I feel like you don't want to disappoint someone. In this case, it might be for many of you, because this is a collective reading, it might be that you don't want to disappoint your own family. It might be, well, this is also not just your family, but it can be like circle of friends. So it's like you don't want to disappoint someone, for many of you. For others, it might be 100% belief system. So your own belief systems. It's like you don't want to disappoint yourself, basically. So I feel like this fear of starting new, this fear of taking on new projects, of taking on new things, or making a decision that will change completely your life, like your life 100% after changing that. I feel like so many of you are stuck in that right now. It's like this is just so hard for you to start doing, make up your mind and finally say, okay, this is it, we're beginning. Because you know that by doing that, you're going to be leaving so many things behind. It's like the unknown is coming in for you. And obviously, this is what happens when we start a new project, when we start new, when we start a new path, when we decide to move out of our house, when we decide to move out and break up a relationship. There's so much coming in for us when we decide, okay, this is it. We're taking that leap, we're plunging in. And that's why, I truly understand. And this might be, not just one decision, because we are talking about what is it that you can change to start living differently. This might be a trait that you have, like really complicated for you to start something new. It's like you're scared of that. You're just scared of change. And well, with the Hunt one, this one really confirms the fact that you are that way. It's like this girl, if you see her, she's like hanging upside down. She might be in a very uncomfortable position right now, but she's fine, like she's not complaining. She's like just hanging there. And this is the Hanged One. This is like just being maybe in an uncomfortable situation, but you're just flowing because you don't want to change. You don't have the strength to change, to break that pattern. It's like you can't. So that's why you're just hanging that way. You're uncomfortable, but you're fine. And this is when the reason why this one is upside down comes up. You need to change that pattern. You need to break that pattern. You need to unhang yourself, like free yourself, and then start doing whatever you want in life. If we take the next card over here, it says leap. And this is really interesting because this one fell just after these two. And it says leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So this is a very, very big message for you guys to start believing in the change. You need to leap. Take that leap. You don't need to be scared because everything is going to just fall out in place for you. Like you don't need to do much. You just need to make the decision and just do it. And you will see that your guides, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, they all got your back. You're going to be fine. You need to start trying out small. Maybe you need to start making decisions with small things and starting new things. That might be complicated for you. But once you start trying this out with small things, maybe like, for example, cutting a very toxic relationship you have, a friendship relationship, for example. Maybe start trying it before you make like massive life decisions and start changing, because you need to be ready for it. But this is what you need to change in your life. Now, the very last message that's coming from above, from your spirit guides, from the universe, it says, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I am being guided. So if you guys see a firefly over here, it also might be a double confirmation from the universe that this is what you need to do. You need to start thinking of how you're going to change that in your life, how you're going to allow change into your life, how you're going to go about life, walking a new path, maybe if that's what you've been wanting to do for such a long time and you're just hanging like that uncomfortably, but just going with the flow. This is your time to start breaking the pattern. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. If you didn't, please subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to this reading to see what is it that you need to do in life? What is it that you need to change in your life so that your life will shift forever? You chose this beautiful crystal over here, this sphere. I'm just going to place it over there, and we're going to take a look at your very first oracle card. And your first oracle card, the one that's going to determine this reading, it says the Well Maidens. Kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. So now this card mostly talks about slowing down a little bit. This card over here talks about the importance of the way in which we start treating ourselves, the way in which we treat ourselves, the importance of treating others with kindness, treating the earth with kindness, and the universe, understanding that where we're standing, sometimes it is really the way that we are supposed to be living life. Now, it might be for some of you that you are not treating yourself with the kindness that you deserve. Maybe you're very disconnected, maybe you're just going through an anxious moment, or maybe you're going through a depression period. But the way you're treating your body is not really helping you right now. If we take a look here, we have the Star and the King of Wands. The King of Wands in reverse, I must say. So with the King of Wands in reverse, it feels like you're not really taking a lot of action into whatever you want to do in life. You're not taking actions. You don't feel like, maybe you lost this determination, you lost your motivation, you're in lack. And with the King of Wands in reverse, it's like, okay, you don't feel like taking action. You don't feel like changing anything because you're in a very complicated state of mind. It might be for some of you. But if you take a look at the Star, you guys, the Star is literally someone who shines so bright. You have so much light, you have so much energy that you might not be seeing it, but you do really. Also, if you take a look at the Star, she's like with her foot over here in the water and one outside, which means balance. It means you really have what it takes to balance yourself as well, to balance your mind. You can start meditating if you don't already. This is also something that might connect you a lot to your core. So we can see over there, this is very important for you to start balancing yourself again. Now you have the Warrior Woman. And the Warrior Woman, it says, have you answered your deepest calling? So this Warrior Woman over here comes up in the reading to ask you this simple question. If you have already answered your deepest calling. And this is interesting because for some of you you are in this state of mind where you feel helpless, you feel like you might realize that you're not treating your body the way it deserves, but you cannot do anything. You don't feel like with any motivation. It is very simple. What you need to do is stop for a second and ask you that question. Do I really have what it takes to move out of this feeling over here? Well, the answer is yes, obviously. You do have what it takes to move out of that situation in your life, to move out of that mindset, you know? You just need to start taking action. And this is, well, with the King of Wands. Maybe you're someone who's like very passive. Maybe you're someone who's like scared of taking action and moving forward and going out there. And for example, just a very silly example. When you go out and you really like someone, you're like, I will never, ever go and talk to them because that's not who I am, you know? And that's a lot of us who feel like that. But taking these small actions into getting out of that shell might help us. So whatever you can do to start moving out of this mindset, even if it's meditation, even if it's taking action towards whatever you want, like you need to stand up and start doing more things into your objectives. One last message for you guys is this card over here. This is a message that's coming from above, from your spirit guides or from your ancestors. It says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And you need to tattoo yourself this phrase over here because this is so true. And the universe is just telling you that whatever you think, you attract. If you think that you cannot get off that state of mind in which you feel down, in which you feel you cannot help your body, that you're not treating yourself right, this bad treating to your body, it can be, for example, eating a lot of junk food. You're not treating your body right because feeding your body junk food is going to, whatever you eat right now in a couple of years is going to be your complete body because your cells are regenerating based on the food that you give them. So your body needs to be treated better. If you're eating a lot of junk food, start to cut out that food. Start to reduce that amount of food that you're eating when it comes to junk food. So things like that, if you feel like you could meditate way more, then start doing it. You need to start taking all these small actions so that you can start to align yourself again, into your purpose. So you guys, I really hope you liked this reading. If you did, please subscribe, leave a comment down below. And don't forget, I post these type of readings every week. So stay tuned. You can follow me on my social media as well. And until next time, bye-bye.